Hey there, fellow viewers. Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the most compelling stories and experiences. Today, we have an extremely fascinating and touching testimonial that you won't want to miss out on. We're diving into the world of online Ruqya therapy at Ruqyahealing and the incredible impact it can have on one's life. So grab a snack and get ready for a heartwarming journey.
And I'm a practicing gynecologist, and I'm a senior consultant working here. And I've seen many things where we as clinicians need to put a full stop. Where I don't have an answer to many ailments. It is just not the session with brother, but there's so many other things where where the spiritual ailments comes into play.
Doctor, it's an absolute pleasure having you and your family here with us today. First off, could you enlighten us a bit? What prompted you to explore online Ruqya therapy?
Thank you so much, Jazakallah khair, brother, for everything. Your reward is only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because I think you did it with utmost sincerity and with the ikhlas and for us. You felt our pain. You could empathize with whatever we had. That was most important. I had to contact you through a friend because my daughter is having polycystic ovaries, and I'm a practicing gynecologist. I tried my best to cure her. Of course, yes, everything and anything, the cure is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as a clinician, I would definitely like to say through this feedback session that I have seen many things in life, and I'm a senior consultant working here. And I've seen many things where we as clinicians need to put a full stop, where I don't have an answer to many ailments. It is just not the session with brother, but there's so many other things where where the spiritual ailments comes into play. So after trying to treat my daughter for polycystic ovaries for 1.5 years, I gave up because it was just not reversing. So I had to seek help, and I found that help through brother Abdul Wahab and his team. So this is how we started. And then as the sessions went on, we had these diagnosis sessions, and to our surprise, things were unfolding of the unseen, which was initially unbelievable, not easy to capitalize, because it was getting a little difficult for me being a clinician and for my children, because it's not easy for a person like me who's having a scientific background to trust these things, to believe in these things. But then as I know, the pillars of Iman is that I need to believe in the unseen. So that's how our journey began, and we started approaching the team. That's how our journey began. And then things started unfolding. My husband had some concerns. He used to see dreams. My son also, it was quite a surprise that we came to know that we were under the influence of black magic. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And Alhamdulillah. And I think our journey was quite a beautiful journey to relate to, because it started off well and it ended well. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Could you please let us know how you felt when you were diagnosed with the evil eye and black magic?
Yes, initially, yes, it was like because with my limited knowledge about the unseen, I know that the hasad affects a person, the jinn affects a person, the black magic affects a person. So when these things were being unfolded and the diagnosis was being made, I was taken aback, definitely. And the only thing I was doing was, telling our creator, our Rabb, that you have shown us this, so take us to cure us from these elements. Initially, when the diagnosis was being made and the treatment was started, the first 2 weeks were not easy for me myself. The toll was on my health. I was feeling weak. Alhamdulillah, I was feeling weak, not interested, and I think Allah's help just comes, And I mean, what I can say is, when the treatment started, because I'm a person who has to take care of my house, cooking, my going for work, coming back. I couldn't cope up, but I suppose my prayers were answered. I did get a help for the cooking. So subhanallah, it was something so beautifully coincided. So I was able to cope, which was some minor symptoms initially, tiredness unexplained, but there were no negative impact. I never thought of giving up any time, even though there was some waswasa here and there, like, what am I doing? I had to take help from another teacher of mine to ask her, can I go on with this? Because obviously the element of authenticity does pops up here and there. But then I think Brother Abdul Wahab was so very kind, and he was so open to my questions, and my son also had the same questions. When we opened up to him about the authenticity, he was I think without any hesitancy, he answered our question, because some questions were quite offending also, I felt, and I would like to apologize to the team, but I suppose that's how it is when a lay person comes into the unseen. We definitely would, we would have questions which are unanswered by ourselves. But I'm very grateful that you answered all my questions, my son's questions, even those one or two questions were a little offending, I suppose.
As a doctor who treats patients in person, could you please share your experience with online Ruqya therapy?
I think everything has pros and cons in this world. Everything has pros and cons. And as an individual, as an adult with experience, I have to weigh the pros and cons. Yes, there are certain disadvantage also, but I always see the advantage, because you can reach out to anybody in this world, which I see the biggest advantage, which is you can reach out to any number of people. But otherwise, I see the disadvantages of very, like negligible. I would not say that they would overrule the advantage of the session. I think it's a beautiful platform for you and your team to reach out to people, because I am seeing with my experience, especially nowadays, the ummah is suffering with the spiritual ailments, and it's not easy for us to be aware of these things, because the knowledge of deen is very important in these aspects. And I think we need to reach out now, because, as I said, medicine has a full stop, and then the spiritual clinician comes into play, where the Quran is a shifa, like we need to reach out people for these things. So hats off to you people for conceptualizing this beautifully online. I would say the benefits outweigh the disadvantage.
You have undergone Ruqya and CBT therapy. Could you please share with us how beneficial the cognitive behavioral therapy sessions were for you and your family?
Okay. I think we people don't spend so much of our time with ourselves, because of the demands in society, family demand, and we having the mobile in hand, we are not contemplating on ourselves. So I suppose that was a time when we could actually look into our strength and weaknesses, analyze ourselves. So that was something, those sessions were very special, because I got that few minutes where I could look into myself as to what I want, what am I dealing with, what is my objective. So it was actually overall a great package where I could know myself better. I could identify the spiritual ailments. I had a companion throughout. I mean, not only I, when I say I, it's my family I'm representing. We had a beautiful companion who could listen to us, and that's most important. So I suppose it was a beautiful time where we could check on ourselves to see to what extent these therapies were helping me. And I think it really took off very well. Jazakallah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience with us? We'd love to know your opinion.
I would give it 10 on 10, for sure. Mashallah, I would definitely give it 10 on 10, because I think if I have to split it out, your communication was very good. The coordinator of the program was excellent. You yourself, mashallah, Allahumma barik, I don't want to praise you in front, but you were like, I never felt a single moment that I was talking to a stranger. I never felt that. And me being a clinician, I would like to have the same approach to my patients. Very patiently, you dealt with, you heard us, you exceeded your time limits many a times. And also, I mean, that was, I suppose, and you were there for all of us. Even my son, you were there for my daughter, you were there. So, I mean, it was very easy for me just to pick up the phone and message your team anytime I had a doubt. So I think things were crystal clear from the beginning. We had a great companion who was helping us, and I think it's very rare to find such people, mashallah, especially in today's world, who empathize with the person sitting in the front, who feel the pain, who cries for the person sitting in front. So it was very easy for me to go through all the sessions, and I would say I'm also an ambassador for this team now. I have already told about the team and what they're doing to many of my friends, inshallah. So I think you're doing a great job. Hats off to you and your team, mashallah, Allah mabarik. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your team for whatever you're doing. Ameen, ya Rabbi.
Like I can just say overall it was a good experience we went through. Okay, whatever the issues and things we had in the process were gone through, related from Allah's help and your support, which is very, very important. Like your whenever we need you, whenever we required you, your team and the whole were ready to help us out whenever we just need. Whenever we had some issues and we have met sometimes in person to just to solve things. Alhamdulillah, everything is went out well. I can just say there was overall good performance from your team and the things which is there because most of the time people cannot reach the right person. So we always recommend the people to find out the right group or right people to go for the sessions and the therapy, not to look for the quacks who can just for some money, they can try to help and just nothing has been solved. So Alhamdulillah, based on things which we had, some things through the process when we came out to know that we had certain black magic or things which has been Alhamdulillah rectified. That is very, very important and concerns for us. Alhamdulillah, overall, we feel much better. Inshallah, if anything is there, again, we will be in communication, in touch with you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for taking the time to share your incredible journey with us today. It has been an absolute pleasure to assist you. May Allah bless you with the best in this life and the hereafter.